What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Omar BYT, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome, guys, back to the Blaugrana Bianconeri Show, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 3, ladies and gentlemen. And before I get started, guys, you know we can't start the show without, obviously, my man Gio in the building. What's going on, Gio?
Not much, Omar. Thank you for having me on once again. Can't wait for this a new episode, of course, of the Blaugrana Bianconeri Show. Of course, there's lots to talk about for both clubs, especially for your beloved Barcelona at the moment. And of course, there's some things about Juventus in terms of the transfer market, but I can't wait to discuss it, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely, most definitely. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, as far as Barca is concerned, man, like we're in a very, very good place right now. Absolutely dominating the Champions League. Amazing performance in the Champions League. And listen, man, the only way is up. The only way is up. But yeah, make sure you guys smash the like button, guys. Get the likes up, man. Let's get the likes up in here and share this on all socials, guys. Big up to every single one of you guys who are already here. But yeah, man, listen, Gio, I mean, you watched the Champions League obviously midweek. Barcelona at home, first leg against Borussia Dortmund, absolutely did the job against them. Comfortable, really, like 4-0 victory. What did you think about the game? Like it was very incredible, and for me, I mean, what do you think watching us in neutral?
No, I mean, the way that Barcelona plays, I've been saying it all season long. I think you guys play the best football at the moment. I think you're the best team in the world at the moment, too, because of the way that you guys have been able to win games and how you've been able to win games as well, especially in the Champions League. We kind of knew from the start when we saw the draw with Dortmund. Yes, not to underestimate Dortmund, but with the form that they have been in, I feel like that Barcelona was just going to walk out of this one with a bang. And it's only the first leg. It's already 4-0. So that tells you everything about what's happening with Dortmund in terms of that, right? And also how good Barca is, because my oh my, the goals that was scored, Lewandowski coming up big is such importance, I think, for Barcelona in terms of that as well. And also scoring against his former club too, against Dortmund. He loves to score against Dortmund. So, I think that's also a positive thing as well. And also Hansi Flick gets it right once again against a German team. I think that that's also a good start. And for me, you guys are already in the semis. There's no way for Dortmund to come back, even though people say, oh, but remember Anfield, this and that. No, guys. Dortmund is finished. And the semis, guys, Barcelona is going to be going, and it's either probably going to be against Inter or Bayern. But no, I mean, I actually think in terms of a tactical view, the first half, I think Dortmund had chances to create some problems, I feel like, but Barcelona handled it pretty well. And in the second half, Barcelona just, exceeded in terms of the goals, in terms of the creativity as well. The amount of players that Barcelona has is just unbelievable in terms of the quality of the team, which is very important if you really think about it. And then towards including this Champions League campaign, it's going to be very important as well, because this is where it gets deep. Now you're basically in the semifinals. Now you guys have to start digging in. Now this is the time where you need to put your maximum concentration in, because you don't want to screw up against a team like Bayern or Inter, right, in the next round. So it's going to be definitely interesting for sure.
No, 100%, 100%. Like at the end of the day, I feel like, getting a victory like that is exactly what you need. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's exactly what I wanted. I predicted a 3-0 because I really wanted to make sure to kill this tie off in that first leg. I was like, listen, we're the home team. Let's just go out there. Let's just get a big win. Just kill the tie. Like, no, don't give them any opportunities to come back, right? Because, Barca have a lot of games coming up, and we're going to have to do a lot of rotation. But I feel like now that we've won the way we have, I feel like Hansi Flick will be a lot more comfortable. I don't think he will do a full rotation in the second leg. However, I think he will be more lenient. Like, he'll be more lenient in, like, the way he plays, right? I think that he might give opportunities to certain players that he might not have given if the game was still close. But it was a great performance, man. I really cannot fault the team. You understand what I'm saying, right? Like, guys like Fermin Lopez, I feel like even though he got an assist, I feel like he could have done more. But really, apart from that, I can't really. There's nothing else I can say. It was an amazing performance from the team. And listen, at the end of the day, getting the win is always important. And obviously Champions League this midweek was insane, right? We saw a
Yeah.
lot of insane results. Obviously, this is one that's a little tied to you because you were watching this game. Obviously, we will talk about Inter Milan, who we could face in the semifinals. They went to Munich. I expected them to play the way they did. I am not surprised at all, right?
Hmm.
I didn't expect them to. I didn't expect them to play any worse than they did. They play exactly how I expected them to play. But at the end of the day, it was a great performance. But at the end, man, Inter Milan got the job done this time. They got the goals. So, what did you think about the game being a Barcelona?
Hey, I
Juventus fan.
mean, listen, I knew that Inter were going to give Bayern a hard time, especially because Bayern had so many injuries this season. I mean, we've seen it, Alfonso Davies, Musiala out as well. Upamecano, probably their best center back this season for Bayern. So I kind of knew that Inter were going to try to walk away with something, and they did something pretty crazy. I mean, yes, I feel like that, they tried to be more compact in that second half, but I feel like that there were some gaps where in that first half where I think that if Bayern would have scored, it would have been, I think, Bayern's game. Honestly, it would have been Bayern's game to lose, because if Bayern would have, for example, Harry Kane with that miss, that would have changed the whole dynamic of the game, which would have been, I think, the most important thing. And for sure, I feel like that with Bayern, I think that let's see what happens in the second leg. It's not over yet. Inter is, in my opinion, yes, they have one goal. It was, in my opinion, it was an individual mistake from a defender. I think it was Bowie from Bayern.
Yep.
What
Mhm.
like I said, I think Inter craves on those mistakes, but I feel like that if Bayern played the way that they did in terms of being more compact as well in the defense, being more clinical as well, because I think that also needs to happen in the second leg, then Bayern could do something against Inter in the San Siro. That's the only way I could see the tie turning around. But as for Inter, they're looking solid, strong. They're playing in 3 competitions, so they're going like game after game after game. So it's crazy for them. But I think the only weaknesses are probably like Dumfries being out. I think that's the only player
Yeah,
that's going to
Dumfries
be
is a
out.
big miss, but to be fair, they didn't miss him in the first.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what the scary thing is about him, is that
Yep.
they also didn't even play DiMarco in that game either. They didn't play him the whole game, and they still won. That's a scary thing. But I feel like that people are overhyping this Inter Milan, and I think with under pressure, Inter could crumble. We've seen it before. They bottled leads before. It's yes, you could say that of course Champions League is different from the league, but when you're versing a rival, it's a rival, especially your arch basically enemies, Juventus. When they versed us, it was 4-4. They were winning 4-2. We came back from crazy brilliances and we tied the game. We could have won that game the way that we were playing too. So,
Right.
and then after that, the second time we versed them, we ended up winning the game. So,
And it's very
what is
similar.
it?
And it's similar to how they played against
Yeah,
Bayern. The difference is
exactly.
they were not
Exactly.
clinical against you guys.
Exactly. And like I said, Inter can have that one-off game and that could screw up everything. And Bayern, for example, Kane needs to come up big. I think in order for Bayern to even have a chance, Sane needs to wake up if he's actually going to, wake up at all, right? Mr. Olise, I think has been impressive for Bayern. I think he just needs to be more, I think involved with those chances. I feel like in terms of, finishing. But I feel like that. Yes, I think that it's gonna be hard for Bayern. So at the moment, Inter's like the favorite to go through. But don't ever underestimate Bayern, because Bayern can turn up at any point as well.
No, for
Because
sure.
we saw it in the first leg. I mean, they had clear chances to put away basically the game. It should have been like 2-0 in the first half. The amount of chances that they had.
No, it's true. 100%. I'm not gonna lie. You know what? I've said this. I even said this to Zir a few days ago, right? I was like, I don't know, man. I feel like even though you guys are going to the second leg with a deficit, it's a 1-goal deficit, and I feel like something just tells me you guys are gonna go to the San Siro and get the first goal for some reason. Something just tells me you will, and I feel like it's gonna be one of those games where you're gonna get the goal, and we'll probably end 1-0. and it will probably go to pens or something
Woo.
crazy like that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
no,
we
that'd
know
be
Inter
crazy.
Milan don't really have they don't have a good record going to penalties, but it's just like Van Lee says here. It says I Bayern Munich winning the second leg. People aren't realizing Inter had fixture congestion like Barcelona. Yeah, to be fair, they do because they're in all competitions as well. They are in the Coppa Italia. They're also in the Serie A, challenging up front. Like if you look at it, like the Serie A title race is not really that different from like La Liga's title race. It's like a few points away from each other. But yeah, man, listen. At the end of the day, Inter Milan need. Listen, at the end of the day, Inter Milan have set themselves up nicely. It's just we'll see what happens. You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like that's really it, to be honest. But we'll definitely see. Big up to everyone here, man. Big up to Van Lee says Inter have been conceding left and right. They've conceded the same amount of goals as Barca since January. A super overrated team. What do you say to this, Gio?
Ah, my gosh. No, listen, I think that Inter, they're not overrated. Listen, don't ever underestimate this Inter tie because they could end up winning the whole thing. You never know. They could end up winning the whole thing. And I feel like that with this Inter, right? And I don't like Inter, but I have to give credit when it's due. They know how to counterattack. They have so much chemistry. They know how to get out of those tight moments. If you pressure them, right? You already know that this Inter knows how to get out of those tight situations, and that's what you need to be careful of. And that's what Barca needs to be careful of if they end up versing Inter. Is that little 1-2s in the back because they just know because they play together that we always see the Bastoni, right? If Barella balls out like he did against Bayern, who knows? This Inter team could go far. Same thing goes with Lautaro. If he could play like that, if Thuram in my opinion is the guy that makes everything happen, man. He's the big for sure.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I think that Lautaro played very, very well, man. Amazing performance from him. I was very, very impressed with him. I mean, that's the thing with Lautaro, man. I don't get it twisted. I don't rate him that highly because, to be honest with you, man, it's ridiculous, like just how bad they are, right? Sometimes. I saw him in the World Cup absolutely stinking. But the thing is, he's just one of those strikers who also you don't want to underestimate him because look at his goal, man. That was a sick goal. I can't even hate. Like, what a goal that was. I mean, as a rival, I'm sure he must really feel demoralizing just watching him. Yeah. You just sit there like, bro, are you actually for real, man? Like
that second one.
Like, just like, but listen, at the end of the day, I said it about Bayern, bro. Bayern's biggest enemies were themselves. And if they didn't capitalize on the chances that they had, they would be suffer. And when Harry Kane missed that clear-cut opportunity, I just had a feeling they would lose the game. I was like, oh shit. They might have like, oh shit, bro. I cannot. Like it's a joke. But at the end of the day, good for Atleti. I'm sorry, good for Inter Milan. They've done well for themselves, but it's not over. I still don't see this thing being over, man. But what about by the way, big up to Football Carnage, big up to my brother Will every single time for the raid, man. Just finished going to Football Mania, guys. Was just there literally now. For all of you guys who are coming from there, man, appreciate you guys for being here, man. Make sure you guys smash that like button, guys, okay? And if you're new, subscribe, guys. But yeah, man, listen, if I'm gonna be very, very real, man, our tie is over. I think that the Inter Milan is not over, but what do you think about the Madrid Arsenal game? Do you think that one is over? Because as much as I want to say the tie is over, for some reason
I don't.
Something in my heart is just telling me, Omar, don't count your chickens just yet, man.
Yeah, no, it's too early, Omar. I have such a weird feeling that Real Madrid will score 2 early goals and be right back into this thing. I'm telling you. Listen, it hurts. It hurts to say it, but listen, for any of the Madrid fans in the chat, you guys are the only team I think in the world with that remontada. I'm telling you, you guys are the only ones capable, and I feel like that you will overturn the tie. I actually think that you probably could go through.
Bro, I'm not trying to do with Will in the Football Mania, bro. Next
it all. I know, but I think it all depends on if Arsenal score. That's the only thing. But listen, Omar, I mean, it has happened before where teams were 3-0 down. Let's not mention where Juventus, I think it was 2018 season, where we were down 3-0 to Real Madrid.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And we ended up actually in their own stadium coming back and scoring 3 goals.
Yeah, you guys got robbed that day. We'll never forget, man. That penalty, that robbery.
Yeah. Oh, man. But of course, props to Real Madrid because, at the end of the day, they won. It is what it is. I'm not going to go back and say, well, we should have won that game, this and that. Even though I feel like that the referee was a little bit too harsh, especially with that red
No, that
card for
penalty
Buffon.
was a joke, man.
But listen, it is what it is. I have to accept reality. It could have been a changing point for Juve for sure. But I think that in terms of that, let's see. I think Madrid is still in this because the amount of quality that they have Omar up top, even though that they weren't there in the Emirates against Arsenal, they still have it, man. It could just be like one switch and they're all back on. Bellingham could score. They have Rodrigo. And we all know how
No, they have
Rodrigo
gunmen in the
is.
attack. That is true.
Yeah, and we all know how Rodrigo is in the last couple minutes. This guy would score out of nowhere, or like it could even be Mbappe,
If they
right?
score 2 goals in the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
They get 2 goals in the first half, guys. They're coming back.
They're coming
I've
back.
already seen it. Like
Yeah.
if they get 2 goals by halftime, if it's 2-0 by halftime, I'm not even. I'm doing a watch along, bro. I'll probably just end the stream in the first half. I'm not trying to see this remontada happen in front of my eyes. Nah, man. But yeah, man. But yeah, big up to everyone in the chat. Make sure you guys smash the like. I didn't even notice. So apparently, yeah. The Perez ended up. Yeah, La Liga is just angry right now, man. They're angry with everybody because the courts rejected them. He says no more ingredients left to do the ritual for the comeback. Basically, that's what he's saying, I think. But okay, so let's actually get into like the show now, right? Now, this past Sunday, you guys had a big game in the Serie A. Big game against Claudio Ranieri's Roma, right? And I think I predicted that game to be a draw. I think I said a 2-2 draw or something like that. That's what I said. That's how the tie would end. In the end, you guys actually took the lead thanks to Locatelli. It was looking like it was gonna be great, but the second half, man, you guys were getting absolutely battered, man, in that second half. And then yeah, man, they ended up equalizing, but it did end 1-1. So that means Tudor's, 2 games, still no defeats. I would say it was a good first half. Second half, I don't think it was that great. I think Roma woke up in the second half for sure, right? But I mean, what did you think about the game, really, from your own standpoint, like watching the game, right? What did you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, in the first half, I would say the first 35, maybe first half. I would say first half. Juventus was the ones that were really dictating the play, really creating those chances, really being a little bit more dangerous than Roma were. Roma weren't really there in the first half. And Juventus took it, and we scored with Locatelli, right? So, and, what a wonderful goal from Locatelli, too, because that was insane from him. But I feel like with Juventus, yes, this is Tudor's second game. Yes, he only had like a week for really to train with the players. But I didn't see that intensity for more of the game. And that second half was kind of brutal for a Juve fan. But there's a lot of things that I would change up. But even in the lineup, I think the lineup was a little bit too stagmatic. I feel like that with Vlahovic being up there shouldn't even be there anymore, guys. I'm telling you guys.
Bro, Vlahovic,
oh my god.
Jeez, that guy is a bum, bro.
He's
one of those guys. I look at him like Arsenal. You guys should be counting your lucky stars if you didn't sign that guy, bro. Good Lord Almighty, bro. That guy's
they might sign him. Let's see what happens. But
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, no, I mean, but I feel like that Colomani should be playing way more in terms of because he's the one that I think could unlock from the transitions from the defense to the attack. I feel like that Colomani is the type of player to really do that. Because Vlahovic, as you can see, whenever he tries to come back for the ball, this guy, either his touch is so bad, or two, this guy would fall down immediately from the pressure from the defender. I'm like, why? Why? Just shrug the defender off. Like, what's the matter? Like, are you scared of the defender behind you? Because there's no way that you're the number 9 for Juventus and you're actually afraid of the defender. You can't do that. You can't let the defenders get in your head like that. And I think that's always been a problem with Vlahovic is his mentality in terms of in the game.
Decision making.
Exactly, the decision making as well. But not just that, but even his passes. If you see, sometimes his passes are just going out of bounds. Either he loses the ball. I mean, it happens so many times. If we go back to the Atalanta game with that slip, nice pass to Lookman, by the way, that he did, and it led to a goal. But no, I mean, but overall, the game. Listen, I think we deserved a draw at least. and I can't complain too much, even though I would love to have a win. But it's only the second game of Tudor, so I think not everything is going to work. But I feel like that this game against Lecce, which is tomorrow, is going to be a game where Juventus, I think, will thrive way more. I feel like that Juventus will actually start playing, actually start being more aggressive
Is
in
it at home?
terms of their play. Be at home as well. And
Okay.
I'm already predicting that a big win, and I expect a big win. But I feel like that what Tudor should do is actually put the players that I think deserve to play on the pitch, rather than putting a couple of guys that I'm like, why
Name.
is he even starting? Just like terrible.
No, I hear it. I hear it. At the end of the day, listen. I got to catch a glimpse of the game, and I was very very impressed in that first half. Second half, not really. Right. I think that you
Yeah.
guys were definitely pegged back heavily in that second half. But listen, it's a good start. At the end of the day, it could have been worse. Like I feel like if that was Thiago Motta, you'd have probably lost the game in the second half. If we're gonna be real, right? Because Roma were very good in that second half for sure, right? But
Yeah.
listen, you guys are still, you're still there and thereabouts, fifth in the table. So top four is still a dream. You know what I'm saying, right? Like, where do you stand when it comes to top four? Do you actually believe that Tudor will be able to get top four at the end of the season?
I think so. The way that our schedule is at the moment, we beat Lecce because if you look at Bologna's schedule, you look at Atalanta. Actually, this weekend is Roma Lazio, Derby della Capitale, and also Bologna versus Atalanta. So this is great for Juventus. Juventus need to win today. Tomorrow. We need to win. There's no excuses. I say that if this is not a win, this will be an absolute failure because this is guaranteeing not just that, but also we're only 2 points from third. You understand what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
we're right there. If we don't take advantage now, then we might not get another chance again. And this is the time to do it. It's going to be 3 games. 3 games. So the next 3 games, I believe, is Lecce, Monza, and somebody else. We should get 9 points off the
So
bat there.
so wait, your next 3 games are Lecce, Monza, and who?
I'm not sure the third team. I think it's
I mean, to be fair,
Venezia.
those two teams that you just mentioned, this should be 3
It
points.
should
Let's
be
be
3
real.
points. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is that because not just that, but from the other team schedules, it's going to be harder for them to actually get the maximum points on for Juventus. In my opinion, I think that Juventus will finish third this
Mhm.
season. But let's all see, because you never know with these smaller teams. It's just that for some reason they always sometimes get the better of Juventus, even though we should even be we should be getting the 3 points on paper.
Mm.
We should be getting the 3 points. But sometimes the way that these guys have been playing with the intensity, with the pressure, it's like, how are you letting these teams, and not just that, but sometimes at at our own stadium, get the win or get the draw? Like, I don't understand that. And but that's been Juventus for a couple years now. It's nothing new. But no, but I think that this Juventus under Tudor is finally waking up in terms of, okay, I'm playing for Juventus. I need to give my all. There's no excuses. Otherwise, in the summer, I might as well just leave, because
Right.
there's going to be lots of stuff happening in the summer, Omar, because lots of things that are happening. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
we're
Lots
gonna
of
get
things.
into all of that, bro. Because I've
Oh,
seen
yeah.
a few players that have been linked to your club, man. Definitely, we're gonna get into that. But let's actually get into it. Like, I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of some of the business that apparently Juventus plan on doing in the summer. Apparently, you guys are now looking at Osimhen now. That's looking like now you guys are actually serious about the Osimhen talk. Seen that you guys are also being linked to Lookman as well, right? We've seen the Lookman deal, the Lookman links are now becoming stronger now. I've also heard that apparently you guys are also looking at Tonali. Tonali is another one that you guys are looking at for sure, right? And to be fair, all these deals I'm talking about, like I feel like the Tonali one will be very hard, very very hard. That one will probably be the hardest one to get. I saw another one. I think which other player did I see? I think was it Jonathan David that I also saw that was also being linked, who's actually out on a free, which is incredible because I think that the old Juve, the one we saw about a decade ago, they were the experts of getting free transfers. Like, think about it. Look at some of the players you guys got in for free. You guys got in Pirlo for free. You brought Pogba for free. You brought what's his name? What was his name? Bro, I'm having a blank here. I remember there was a few players you guys signed on a free transfer. Like Ramsey, you guys got for free, right? You guys
Yep.
had a lot of players for free around that time, right? So I'm not gonna lie, you guys were very, very good at it. So we'll see what happens. I think that the Jonathan David one, Jonathan David is huge. I'm not
Oh
gonna
yeah.
lie, right? That's one that you guys should definitely be looking at because he's a talent, and I feel like at Inter, like you know how you guys look at Colomwani, I
Mhm.
think he would do a way, way better job than Mwani. But that really depends on whether you guys don't get Osimhen, because I think Osimhen is the best out of all of these. He's the best option. However, the issue is you're dealing with Napoli. You understand what I'm saying? As much
Mhm.
as
Mhm.
Napoli, maybe Osimhen's future is not a Napoli anymore thanks to Conte. Napoli, bro, they don't have a good history with these guys. Hey,
Yeah,
big up
no
to
way.
my guy AA United TV. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my guy Ahmed, man. I just met him, man. Actually, to be fair, I've been subscribed to his channel for a while. We actually met today on Football Mania. Appreciate you, man. Big up to you every single time, brother. And we'll definitely talk very, very soon, inshallah. But yeah, like I was saying, right? At the end of the day, it's good links. I think that the ones that I see being more possible are the Lookman one, because I think Lookman is already on his way out. I think that Jonathan David is already going out on free, so that could potentially happen. The Tonali one is gonna be that one, bro. You guys are gonna have to fork some real money out because he's arguably Newcastle's best midfielder. Let's be real,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, no, exactly.
So
With Tonali, so here's what's happening. I think in terms of the transfers, yes, Osimhen, Lookman, those are and also Jonathan David as well. Lorenzo Luca from Udinese, even though I think that would
Lorenzo
be like the
Luca, yeah,
last.
he's another
Yeah,
one. I forgot.
that's in my opinion, Lorenzo Luca would be the last option because I
Yeah,
don't want to get.
he's got potential, but
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, I think he's not ready for a club like Juve. I just think that he's
right.
not ready. But I feel like for Tonali, they're saying that Douglas Luiz swap, which Newcastle's also interested in Douglas Luiz.
Mm.
So they're saying that there could be a potential swap deal. I mean, of course, Juve adding a little bit of cash with Douglas Luiz, which I think would be the ideal thing.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see what happens. I don't know if it's going to be 80, 90 million because I know Juntali will lower that for sure.
Wait, are you
Because
talking
he's
about
like the
who?
guy. I
For
think he's
who?
talking about Tonali. I think he's talking about Tonali.
I mean,
Tonali is not. No, no.
bro,
I don't
okay.
think
So how
so.
much do you think they would offer you? They
I
would not
think.
have.
I think what's gonna happen is Juve is probably gonna offer Douglas Luiz and plus 50 million or 45 around there.
That's actually probably not a bad deal, to be honest. Like I
if
don't know. I feel like it would be very tempting for Newcastle because Douglas Lewis is a Premier League proven midfielder. You understand what I'm saying? I'll honest, right? I think what Tende is saying here is true. If you guys offered 60 plus Douglas Lewis, I think that
maybe.
will probably like make the deal happen, right? Because here's the thing with Tonali. I don't think as much as Tonali, I feel like he's doing well at Newcastle. It's the same thing that we always say when it comes to Italians, to Italians, right? Italians playing outside of Italy, man. A lot of them don't like playing outside of Italy. You remember, like, let's be real. The guy who didn't want to leave AC Milan, right?
Hmm.
He never wanted to leave. You saw his reaction when he left, right? The first time he arrived there, right? So he's a top player, but at the end of the day, I feel like eventually he'll probably just go back to Italy. And listen, at the end of the day, Juventus is not a bad deal. Do not get it twisted.
I I
You know
I
what
I
I'm
think
saying, right?
I mean yeah, no,
And let's
100%.
be real, he would be your best midfielder if he
Oh
arrives.
yeah. Oh yeah, no, exactly. And not just that, but Omar, I feel like that this is kind of reminding me of the the Pirlo story a little bit because AC Milan kind of kicked out Tonali, if we don't all remember. He
Just
kind
like
of kicked,
Locatelli as well.
exactly. And guess what? They ended up coming to Juve. So, same thing they did with Pirlo, right? And then Pirlo said it in the latest interview that he went to Juve to get revenge, if in the Serie A, if we're against
Mm.
Milan, especially those Milan owners. So I wouldn't be surprised if Tonali does end up coming to Juve. And listen, I hope he does because I think that would be the best. In my opinion, we need also Italian players. We need an Italian core. I feel like
Right.
as well because that's what Junsley is also going to be focusing on. That's why the name already as well. These are the two new names as well, which I'm going to be doing a video about as well. Is
Make sure you guys go check it out on his channel, guys.
is Calafiori supposedly linked with Juventus once again, and Rasmus Højlund, which I am like, where the hell? This is where it
How
all
did you guys
goes
go from
wrong.
Xerxes to Hoyland?
That's the thing. I'm like, why?
I don't
Why
know if
is
Ahmed is
this
still in the chat.
management
He'll
is
probably,
doing? Oh my
if Ahmed
god.
is still in the chat, he'll probably be like, yeah, go sign him, bro. Go sign him, please.
Nah,
He's a
nah. I
United
mean,
fan.
I understand because Rasmus Højlund did very well in the Serie A, very well. But again, an Atalanta prospect. I am not going after. I think the only player I probably would go after would be Lookman. That's probably the only guy.
Yeah.
But there's also reports about Coop miners being sold this summer as well, which is crazy.
The thing
to
with
me.
Coop Myers is, you know what? This funny thing, right? I've said it before. You see, at Atalanta are like the biggest. They're the biggest scammers in Italy. Let me tell you why I call them the biggest scammers. You guys always make players look better than they are, man. Like
Mhm.
Martin Derun, don't get it twisted, right? Top player for Atalanta, top midfielder for Atalanta. But brother, this guy was at Middlesbrough. He was getting relegated with Middlesbrough, bro. I remember this guy when he was playing Middlesbrough this season about 10 years ago, right? I remember what's his name. Look, even Lookman, let's be honest, right? Lookman, it's not like Lookman was a good player in the Premier League, to be honest. I think he was at Fulham when I think they signed him from Fulham, and he wasn't really pulling any strings when he was in the Premier League, right? To be fair, he had a good time at Leipzig when he went there on loan, and then he signed there permanently, but never played well when he went there on a permanent deal. But the thing with Lookman has shown history of flopping as well, so he could be one of those guys. You don't want him to flop, man. But you just mentioned it, Højlund. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You guys, how are you guys gonna go from Vlahovic to Højlund, bro?
That's the thing. I'm like, I don't even know, especially with the injury record of Højlund. Forget about it. That's why I said I'd rather go with Osimhen. That would probably be my ideal striker if we were gonna do that. And you never know. Osimhen could be like that Higuain transfer, right? As we all remember, where he ended up becoming really, really well. And right now, Osimhen
I
has
think Osimhen would do well in your club.
Oh yeah. No, I think that he would do very well at Juve. But
the thing is, I think at Inter, if he goes there, they'll actually build a team around him because they will know, Osimhen is a top striker. This guy is our number 9. He would take that number 9 away from Vlahovic. You will have Vlahovic take that number 9 off.
Get out, man.
You're no longer allowed to wear the number 9 jersey, man. After the last 2 seasons, man. Hell no. All right, go back to wearing number 7 shirt. But speaking of number 7, guys, let's actually talk about a player that I'm hearing rumors on Conceição. So apparently you guys, the rumors coming out, apparently you guys might not give him a permanent deal.
Yep. And I'm actually very, very upset about this, Omar. Very, very upset. If this would be probably one of the most dumbest decisions I think that Juventus has ever done, is if we don't actually sign Conceição. But I think a lot of things also determine on the qualification for Champions League as well. But not just that, but the rumors about not getting Conceição. I mean, like, come on. I think in two or maybe 2 years, I mean, he's going to be like a world class winger. In my opinion, he's already starting to become that. I mean, the way that he's able to score against Leipzig, score against Inter, score against Milan as well. So many teams that he scored against that are like decision making in terms of getting those 3 points. And he's definitely been, I think, the guy, in my opinion. But if we don't get Conceição, then that means that we're making way for Lookman. That's the thing. The thing is, if Conceição is not signed, guys, then Lookman would definitely be the potential target for Juventus. He's going to be one of our number 1 targets for the striker position as well, with Osimhen. So I think that something's going to really happen. And not just that, but also with the Osimhen deal, there's also potential that there could be a swap deal indeed for Gatti and Osimhen. That's the thing right now.
You're going to move Gatti to Napoli.
Yep. That's what they're saying, because Napoli want Gatti, and Gatti said if it's going to be good benefit for the Juve, and whatever, I guess. But
I'm not gonna lie. Do you want to lose Gatti? Because I could swear Gatti is one of your best centre backs, isn't it?
He is. I feel like that he is. But if there's rumors about the Calafiori, then I think that Juventus will move on. Then I think that's where Juventus will, move on, because Calafiori is that left-footed center back that Juventus needs, and I think that in the Serie A he will actually revive himself, because in the Premier League it hasn't really worked out really at Arsenal.
I mean, he's been
We've seen
played out
it.
of position. Let's be real. He's not.
Yeah,
He's never really had to play in the center back.
exactly. And I feel like that at Juve, he would understand what the Italian club actually is because he's also Italian, so he would know what the expectations are. Same thing if Tonali comes. Tonali knows because he's already won a title for AC Milan. He's won a trophy with Newcastle. He knows how to win as well, which is very good in the locker room as well. He shows that he's already a leader. And I think that's also important for Juventus in terms of the future. But yeah, there's a lot of things, especially even in the management with things moving around. Will Giuntoli stay or not? That's a good question. Because I think if Giuntoli leaves or Giuntoli gets sacked from Elkan from above, then things are going to be different from next season, including the transfer list, everything. I think that, I mean, you're going to see, of course, probably like Tonali would stay there, maybe Osimhen, maybe a couple other guys like Lookman, but there's going to be a lot of things that might change. So that's where we're like, okay, we don't know what's really going to happen. But because I was speaking to my good friend, he's actually an Italian journalist, Mirko Di Natale. He's a Juventus journalist in Italy.
Wow.
So because I had a little like convo with him as well because he's friends with Reno actually.
Okay.
With that as well, they're saying that there's a potential thing with the Conceição deal that could unlock everything. So if we don't sign Conceição, it could mean that we're going to get Lookman. Could mean that we could get Osimhen as well because we're going to be saving a lot of money, and and also the ownership is actually pumping a lot of money for the next mercato, for the next market. So which is going to be very important. So I am very, very curious on how Juventus is going to really rebuild in terms of filling in the right spots because we had so many injuries this year. Everybody, so many injuries this year that I think that have really impacted our season really badly. Because I think if we had all of our players at disposal, I feel like that we would have been in a higher position than we are now, and maybe we would have been in the Champions League still. Who knows?
Right.
But I think that in terms of that, I feel like if we get a couple of Italian core guys like Calafiori, like Tonali, I think that would be the most important because we need guys that can actually show that leadership in the attack. And also if we get Osimhen, of course, that's going to be a big, big signing. But it's going to be hard to deal with Napoli because we all know how Napoli. It's like the Juve
Napoli
tax.
don't like you guys, man.
It's like the Juve tax, It's like whenever Juve is coming knocking on the door, it's like that's it, an extra 30
That's why you guys are
That's
trying
how
to
it
sign
is.
all these players. Like
Yep.
obviously is at Newcastle. Atalanta, I feel like with Atalanta because Lookman is already leaving. I feel like it's going to be easier to get him. Right, they might not ask for too much money, right? Because the guy is already on his way out. So, for me, the Osimhen one is kind of confusing because I'll be honest, unless they're just trying to be petty, right? I think that Conte would not really care because he will be like, listen, at the end of the day, he's not a part of my plans. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
That's the thing as well.
And I think that when it comes to Osimhen is just going to be like, listen, I need to move for my career, so you guys need to get this done. You understand what I'm saying? You guys need to get this done because I am not staying here and dealing with this drama. So you guys need to get this done and then make sure that I leave for the sake of both teams, right? Listen, at the end of the day, you can't do any worse, man. I've said it before, but yeah, I mean, Lorenzo Luca. You know what the thing with Lorenzo Luca is? I don't even rate. I've heard of this kid for a very long time, right? When he was at Pisa, I think that's where I think he started. And he went to Ajax. He didn't really do well at Ajax. He was poor over there, right? Did well. Like that's the thing. He's been very highly rated ever since he was at Pisa, right? But at the end of the day, I don't know. I feel like he's a little bit overrated. I don't rate him at all, man. I've seen moments out of him. I think he's okay, but the way sometimes people hype him, I don't get it. I feel like it's Italian hype, really, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is also with Lorenzo Luca. There was one game where I'm like, his attitude also, in terms of, I think also in the locker room, would not fit at Juventus. His immaturity, he's very immature in terms of we need, in my opinion, at this moment in time, we have too many young players that are making foolish decisions at the club. So I think that we need somebody with maturity, with that responsibility that knows how to lead this team. And I think that's what we need to learn in terms of the experience. Like if we get an Osimhen, we're getting that winning experience. We get a Lookman, we're getting that winning experience as well because he won the Europa League.
Yep.
We're getting lots of also, and not just that, but quality in that players, right? Quantity as well. I think that of course, if we get Osimhen, it's gonna be a different Juve for sure in terms of how we attack. But I feel like that also with Lorenzo Luca, I just feel like that it's just too early. It kind of reminds me of the Motta situation. Motta did very well his first season. Juventus, everybody was hyping off, including myself. I believed. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. Thiago Motta in the future will be a very good coach, but I feel like that we got him way too early. But in terms of Lorenzo Luca, I think that if we would have got him now, it would have been way too early. Maybe in a couple more years, and if he starts flourishing in the Serie A, and starts actually, performing, right? Then I think that he could be the next target because he's also Italian. So I think that will also be good as well. So, why not? And then not just that, but if he does end up coming to Juve, he's not going to be the starting striker, that's for sure. He'll probably be the guy that will be like the backup to Osimhen, right? Osimhen, I think, would be the guy he could learn from as well because, remember, Osimhen is a champion. He knows how to win in the Serie A. He knows how to go far in certain competitions as well. So I think that that's also an important thing too.
No, absolutely. Yeah, big up to everyone, man. Make sure you guys smash the likes, guys. Let's get to 25 likes. Come on, guys. Big up to every single one of you guys who's locked in. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications, guys. Because listen, we do lives basically every single week, guys. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Gio's channel, guys. I don't know if I've put his link in the description yet, but I'll put it in there, guys. And make sure you guys, or just type Juve Cornercast. It's right there in his title over there. Make sure you guys go subscribe. Just put Juve Cornercast. But yeah, man, listen. Big up to Baker in the chat. He says some might argue Tonali is top 10 eights or center midfielders in the world right now. This is not crazy. I mean, it's arguable, to be honest with you. It's not a lot of good midfielders really out here, really, if you think about this season. I would say this season probably. It really depends. Like there's a few names in there, obviously. I think we already know some of the names already, but yeah, maybe you could argue it for sure. But big up to my guy Reno, man. Big up to Reno, man. He says, what's happening? Appreciate you, brother. It's all good, man. It's all good. But yeah, says Tonali is the main reason why Newcastle is in the position and we have a trophy. Good point. He says, I think Osimhen either goes to Juve, PSG, or Chelsea. And that's the thing also we need to get into, Gio. The issue is, you guys might want Osimhen, but the thing is, right now, there's a lot of people who want a striker right now next season. And that's why I feel like this is going to be very tough. That's why I think it's very unlikely, because I'm just like, when it comes to Napoli are gonna prefer to sell him outside the league than inside the league.
Very true.
You understand what I'm saying? And
very true.
And if Chelsea and PSG come in for him, they're gonna offer them better. Like they're going to be more lenient to the offers that those people give him. Unless you guys bring a completely astronomical, insane number of offer. They're more likely to sell it to a player, to a club, outside the the city, just to make sure to save themselves. Really, what do you think?
No, I mean, yes, I feel like that there's also there's gonna be a lot of competition, especially for Osimhen, but I feel like that with Osimhen, he has a great relationship with Giuntoli. That's, I think, one of the key things in terms of a bonus for Juventus, right? Not just that, but I feel like that if he goes to Juve, he's going to want to get a little bit of payback the way that Napoli treated him as well, which is, I think, the biggest thing, right? Because we all know, I think Osimhen is pretty pissed about the whole Napoli situation, how they treated him, because he basically brought them their first Scudetto in 33 years, So... Yep. I wouldn't be surprised if Osimhen does end up going to Juve, and I think that Juve are going to be the favorites in terms of getting Osimhen because I think it was last summer.
You might just do it out of spite. That's what you think?
Yeah, well, I think he might just go to Juve too, just to bring us back somehow, especially if we get the right manager.
Just stick it to Napoli. I hear you.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the biggest thing, and not just that.
If what you were saying is true about the links of Conte back to Juventus, doesn't that just kill the
But that's the thing. We don't know what happened between if it was Conte or Osimhen or was it
Napoli
ADL. exactly, or was it the management and Osimhen? And in my opinion, I think it was the management and Osimhen
By the way, big up
because
to Michael in the chat, man. Appreciate
yeah,
you
big
guys. Make
up.
sure you guys subscribe to Michael TV 10, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just feel like that it was more of the management against Osimhen more than Conte. Because Conte came in because he wanted to bring back to Napoli and he wanted, Osimhen to be the striker.
Mhm.
Then Osimhen wanted to leave Napoli, and Napoli's management got mad at Osimhen, and then there was a whole tension between the ownership and the player, and also the entourage of the player too. So then Osimhen was like, "Okay, let's go," and yeah, and it's just unbelievable with in terms of that how they treat Osimhen. But let's see what happens. I feel, in my opinion, I think that Osimhen has a better chance, even if Conte goes. He still he's gonna consider going to Juve for sure. Because I think also with Juntali's there to convince the guy too,
Oh,
because he knows.
the guy in charge is he sporting director now?
Yep, sporting director, exactly, at Juve. So I think that's going to be a bonus for Juve in terms of convincing a player like Osimhen to come to Juve for sure.
100%. I mean, I just think that when it comes down to it, it's either one or the other. So if Conte does stay at Napoli, I can see him definitely leaving. And you just mentioned it, like I think that because he's proven in Serie A, he'll probably just think, well, listen, I've already done it in the Serie A, right? I know I can do it in the league here, so it's easier to just stay in the league where you know, and go to the league that you don't know.
Mhm.
But and also, no, secondly, like you mentioned, it could just be a spite thing. He could just say, listen, you guys treated me the way you did. You made like I wanted a bigger move. I wanted to go to Chelsea. You guys stopped the move from happening, and then you guys made me go to Galatasaray on a loan deal. Respectfully, with all due respect to Galatasaray, not disrespecting them, but we
Mhm.
kind of expected Osimhen to go to a bigger club. You understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But and all of that is because when it comes to Napoli, they were very, very. I guess it's the way they kind of handle, and also to be fair, Osimhen himself, because let's be honest, Osimhen was asking for ridiculous wages, right? And I wonder what he's gonna do, but it's gonna be very, very tough to get Osimhen. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a very, very tough, like because you guys are not just battling Napoli, you're
Oh
you're
no, for
battling
sure.
stuff like Chelsea, because they would. I don't know if Chelsea will probably, because Chelsea's philosophy is ridiculous. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Chelsea's philosophy, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Don't get it twisted. It's a no-brainer that they should go in for Osimhen because that would solve their goal scoring striker issue, right? Because guys like Jackson, as much as Jackson does the job sometimes, he's not a reliable goal scorer. You understand what I'm saying, right? So but I feel like with the way the philosophy that Chelsea go in, it's not gonna work out. PSG,
that would be interesting. That would be interesting
because the thing with PSG is that's probably the only thing that's missing in the attack. If you really think about it, they don't have that number 9. I think that if Osimhen goes to PSG, that's gonna be the end. I think, bro, they will destroy you. I mean, they're already good now. But next season, if they have Osimhen as their striker, putting the goals in, Kvaratskhelia, Desiree Doué, Bakola,
and they play together, too, Kvar and Osimhen. So that's even more dangerous.
My point. So that chemistry is already good, and then you have Dembele, who's absolutely smoking over there right now. Doué is one of the best young players in world football. Bro, it's a joke. Like, bro, they're going to absolutely rip it to shreds, man.
That could be interesting. I think that it's, in my opinion,
it's going to be Van Lee every time in the chat, man. Appreciate you for the chat, man. Big up to you. He says drama on ESPN over keeper situation at Barcelona. Bro, what is that? What are these guys debating? It is an ESPN. The ESPN
are clowns.
Are flipping clowns, bro. What are they debating? Oh, Ter Stegen, and Szczesny. Oh, Ter Stegen. Listen, at the end of the day, Ter Stegen, you've been great, but brother, you are not starting over Szczesny this season. Okay, this brother still hasn't tasted a defeat this season, bro. Like I've said it before, it's not gonna happen. I feel like people are overthinking it. I think even Ter Stegen himself will be shocked if he just walked back into the starting lineup, considering what Szczesny has been doing. But yeah, man, listen, at the end of the day, let's be real. These guys, this is what they do, man. They basically do the clicks so that they can get a reaction, man. That's why I barely listen to them, man. Absolutely. Well, big up to you, Michael, as well. But go ahead. Go ahead, Gio.
Yeah, no, I also feel like that it's going to come down to PSG and Juve going after Osimhen. But I feel like that it all depends, I think, on Napoli's situation. I mean, but the thing is with PSG, they had the chance to get Osimhen. They didn't trigger. They didn't get him. So that's the thing as well. Same thing goes with Chelsea. They had a chance. They didn't mind. And guess what? Napoli didn't want Osimhen to go anywhere. But that's the thing. With Osimhen, I feel like with PSG, yes, is going to be looking for that striker. But are they going to specifically go after Osimhen? Because I really don't know, man. Because and also, would Osimhen want to go to Paris?
But that's the thing, bro. No. But would he want to go to Paris? Let's be real, bro. Paris.
I mean, of course,
it is. You gotta understand. Paris right now is a very, very good proposal. Not only are you moving to one of the best cities in the world, right?
No, true.
But you're actually going to one of the best teams right now on form in the world, and the team right now they don't have a striker. And that's the thing, bro. So Osimhen, and listen, you already have Kvaratskhelia over there. So you've already got a guy, because I'm sure if the links happen, let's say PSG talk to Napoli on regards to Osimhen, you know Kvaratskhelia is going to talk to Osimhen because they're very close. Kvaratskhelia is probably going to go. PSG probably going to tell Kvaratskhelia, listen, try to reach out to Osimhen. Tell him what life is like over here, so that you can entice him to come. And listen, Osimhen could be sold on it because let's be real. Chelsea right now are not in a good place. They're still building. Napoli don't want you. Juventus are building. See, this is the thing. Juventus are building, and so is Chelsea, right? Even though yes, PSG is building. PSG right now are almost complete, and basically they just need a striker right now. I feel like a striker is like the key areas that they need to just complete this project. So he could just look at it and say, listen, I'm the final piece in this thing. And if they give him that kind of offer, that's all he needs. You understand what I'm saying? But we'll definitely see what happens with that. But
don't you think that PSG might go after Gyökeres as well? Because Gyökeres is the big hot guy in form as well. You know what I'm saying? Because Gyökeres, we don't know. He's also being linked with Arsenal as well. As I've been seeing that as well. But I feel like that they're saying that also PSG with Gyökeres would be the ideal too. But let's see what happens. I also saw somebody in the chat say that Napoli and PSG do have a great relationship.
Yeah, that's what I just saw. It's up to 10 days. This is another true fact too, because
they do. Mm-hmm. But I feel like I said, it's up to Osimhen. I think, of course, I think Juventus has connection with Giuntoli, right? Giuntoli is the sporting director, and then of course I think Paris has I would say the Kvara thing, right? If the Kvara, gives Osimhen a call, says, okay, I'll tell you things like that, right? Exactly. But I feel like that it's going to come down with Osimhen's decision. And I think if he wants to get payback for what Napoli did, he's going to come.
I mean, you say that, but also, let's be honest, right? I know the club might have did him dirty, but let's be honest about Osimhen. Osimhen is still loved at Napoli. The fans love Osimhen. Let's be real. Like, maybe the club maybe have done him dirty, but I feel like the city itself actually does love Osimhen. Maybe Osimhen might not go to Juventus because he doesn't want to piss off the fans. Maybe he might be angry with the board, but maybe for the fans' sake, right? He doesn't want to ruin that, that love. Because let's be real, when they won the league, they really loved him. You understand what I'm saying? Him and Kvaratskhelia.
I mean, we could say that, but also remember with Pirlo, right? He was pissed off at the management, but the fans love Pirlo either way. You know what I mean?
I mean, to be fair, but this is the thing. Yeah, but sometimes it goes both ways. Here's the thing, right? I get it.
Sometimes I could go either way.
But I would say this about Pirlo. Pirlo had a longer time at Milan. You understand what I'm saying, right?
That's
because
true,
he had been there for like almost 10 to 12 years.
12 years.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. He was there, yeah, exactly. He was there for that long and won so many trophies, helped them win the league titles, Champions Leagues, Coppa Italias. At the end, for him to have been treated the way he was after all he gave to the club is the reason why the fans couldn't hate him. Because it's like, bro, it wasn't like you gave us 1 trophy or 2 years or 3. No, you gave us 12 years of amazing moments. And this is how the club treats you. You understand what I'm saying, right? So it's easy for the fans to be like, as much as we don't like it, we get it. You understand what I'm saying? But with Osimhen, he gave them 1 league title. Just 1. You understand what I'm saying, right? So as much as they love him, then again, it's not like you're not Diego Maradona. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
No.
Like you didn't take them from the trenches all the way to the top. You understand what I'm saying, right? And did it seasons upon seasons upon seasons. I think he won didn't he win like 2 league titles for them in his time? Maradona, I think he won them
Um,
two, right?
yeah, two titles for
Yeah, two. So
yeah.
that's the thing. He didn't win one, but two, right? And then you have Kvaratskhelia. That's why Kvaratskhelia, right? At the end of the day, it's easy for the fans to love him because it's like he won them the title, but also he left them to go to another league outside. So those fans will still love him. Best believe next season, if Napoli play PSG in the Champions League, those fans will give him the most amazing reception when he goes back. And I feel like
Oh,
sometimes
yeah.
that's what. And listen, that's why I feel like Osimhen will be very similar as well. You understand what I'm saying, right? Maybe the fans, maybe they may feel like maybe the club may have not treated him well, but if he is professional about it and say, listen, I don't want to go to Juventus because I know the fans are not going to be happy about it. The fans will love him for that because they'll be like, listen, he still cares about the club. He clearly still loves the club. He may not love the people that run it, but he loves the club for sure.
Yeah, no, and like I said, for
But
me,
by the
I
way,
still think.
Michael, what do you mean by this question? So Liverpool, what about Liverpool or Real Madrid? I don't think neither of these teams
Oh
have been
no,
linked
no,
to
no,
Osimhen at all.
no.
I've not heard any links, so I'm just talking
No.
about players, teams that are basically. It says which Paris team, Paris FC or PSG? Yeah, very funny.
Very funny.
It says Bivani says Osimhen is not the type of striker Enrique likes. Big
That's a
ego
good one.
can combine. PSG aren't starved for goals. And what happens with Due and Bacola? I think Due plays more as a 10, right? Doesn't he? He plays more as an attacking midfielder / shadow striker. So
Mhm.
Bacola, to be fair, Bacola has been linked outside of the club. To be fair, he's been linked to Bayern Munich. I know. I remember Zero and Liam were talking about it yesterday, right? So you never know about that. And as far as Osimhen having a big ego, I don't know. Maybe he does. I mean, to be fair, I let's be real. The reason why the whole Chelsea move thing kind of broke down is because at the end of the day, Osimhen's agent was asking for too much, like so ridiculous amount. So I hear it. He says, I think Gyökeres goes to a Prem team. Yeah, most likely Arsenal. He says, big up to tennis. Says, well, PSG and Sporting do have a good relationship with the Ogate thing. I mean, but also let's also remember this, guys. Just because clubs sell to each other doesn't mean they have a good relationship. Like we saw Dembele to PSG, bro. We fucking hate PSG. Like, come on, bro. Like, I'm just saying, man. Like, just because players sell to other teams doesn't mean that all of a sudden they have a good. It's not. That's not how it works, brother. It says what the Serie A team and to an extent League 1 suffers from is a long-ish drought of teams winning the UCL, whereby England, Spain, and Bayern have UCL pulled in a way. Yeah, but to be fair, I mean, Inter Milan have kind of been, they've been very close recently. And listen, they are outside favorite for the Champions League this season. Let's not pretend like they don't have a shot of winning it, right? They could win it. I feel like this year's Champions League is just one of those. But and also when you talk about league, come on, have you seen PSG this season? Bro, PSG could potentially win their first Champions League this season. I've said it before. They're playing the Champions League final in Allianz Arena this time round. And guess what, bro? Every time we've seen a Champions League in the Allianz Arena, we've seen a new champion, a team that's never won and win it for the first time. So Arsenal and PSG are in the Champions League still, bro. So one of them could win their first, bro. So all the things you're saying, Tende, this could literally be crazy. But it's just maybe PSG versus Inter. It's crazy because you know what's funny about this Tende guy, right? This guy in the start of the season. You think I forgot Tende? I don't forget. I tell you, bro. This brother was saying this season Champions League final will be Juve and Inter. I'm like, you absolutely fraud. Yeah, he said Juve and Inter. You think I forgot Tende?
Listen, I would have loved that. I would have loved that, bro, because I would rather be Inter in the final. So then they could just be quiet for like majority of the time, because it's just unbelievable the way that we're talking lately. But unfortunately, it's not going to be Juve's year to go away for a little while. So one day we will be back. I feel like because Juventus, whenever it's like
no, I mean you're not that far away, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I honestly think that we need the right coach. We need a couple more players as well, and I think that if we start from winning the Serie A, that would be the massive thing. Can Juventus start competing in Europe again. But first is Serie A. That's in my opinion.
No, for sure, for sure. I mean, I'll be honest. I think when you look at your team, right? Yeah. But listen, I do want to talk about something else, right? This is something that isn't coming out in Italy recently. Have you been seeing apparently the news that apparently some players have been caught? Some players might be getting caught for illegal. I think is it betting again or something like that. And I saw Sandro Tonali's name was once again mentioned.
Oh no!
Again, guys, he got mentioned again. I think I saw
Juve players too.
McKennie
too
was also added to it. No,
McKennie, Perrin.
I'm gonna pull this up. One sec. Give me a sec. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Like Egal would say, don't go anywhere.
McKennie. There was McKennie, Perrin as well. Those
there you go. There we are. There you are. All right, there you are. Okay. Yep. Serie A, several Serie A players. Basically, the names that I see here: Di Maria. Yeah, I saw Tonali. Yeah, he got mentioned again. Then they looks like he's going on another band. Nicolo Fagioli.
Another one. He's not Fiorentina.
Zaniolo has also been added to it. Let me
Not
see.
surprised.
Weston McKennie, Matteo Perrin, Alessandro Florenzi, Leonardo Paredes, Bellanova, Samuel Ricci, Junior Ferro.
Oh my God. That's a lot of damn players. And Richie's pretty good too. And Bellanova for Atalanta, he's been.
This is crazy, bro.
That's insane. That's half the good players in Serie A.
Bro, what is going on? What is going on in your league, bro? Why does this every time when it comes to this illegal betting stuff, bro? It's always Italy for some reason, man.
Like I said, there's always something in Italy, right? But the thing is, sometimes it's like everybody blames Juventus. Oh, it's Juventus doing this and that.
I mean, because of the Calciopoli, man. Let's not pretend, man.
I know.
Listen,
I mean, that's what they will say. But I feel like there's more.
Team, bro. I swear to God, bro. They will never. The street will never forget.
But the thing is, Omar, there's a lot of things about Calciopoli that have still not.
Yeah, I know the whole
revealed.
story. I said people who don't. Some people don't want to know. That's the thing. It's not that people don't know. Some of them people don't want to know. We all know when it comes to Calciopoli. Yes, Juventus got the worst punishment out of all of the teams. That's true. But let's not pretend like other teams. Like AC Milan got caught in the Calciopoli. Fiorentina were caught in the Calciopoli. Right? Who else? I think Inter Milan were like the only big club that wasn't caught in the Calciopoli.
Yeah, the only one.
The only one. That's why they were having the title that season.
Which is so weird to me because there's actually now recordings. There's actually calls and recordings of those of the Inter president calling with the referees. And sorry, that is a lot of them. I'm telling you, there's already proven. There's already videos about it, and I'm just loving it because I'm like, there's no way that these Inter guys actually got away with it. That's the thing, and this is exactly why I don't like Inter.
Bro. If this is true, bro, if I see more again, I'm absolutely going to cook this guy. This guy always likes to talk about my club being cheats. If they are found, if this what you're telling me is true, I am absolutely smoking that guy.
I'm telling you, I will find the video and I'm going to show you it. And I'm telling you, because these guys are frauds. Whenever it's anything against Inter, it's always under the cover. Nobody knows about it. Like, hey, let's remember what happened with their ultras thing, right? Everybody was saying that the ultras are gonna get banned, this and that. The club could get a depointed.
Was it was it in? Are you talking about the one in 2000?
A couple months ago. No, a couple months ago. A couple months ago. I think it was a couple months ago.
Wow.
So they were saying that, they're gonna go to court. They're gonna investigate, right? Guess what? After then, nothing ever popped up again, which is so sketchy. So sketchy.
Listen, man. They've got that mafia king. They got that mafia boss Moratti in the higher up. Don't mess with. That's the thing, bro. That Moratti guy. I watched the Inter Milan documentary, bro. I was like, yo, this Moratti guy, bro. Hey, listen, man. I'm just saying, man. When they were catching all of the Italian clubs, man. It's crazy. This Inter Milan team was just this Marathi guy. Bro.
If you ask people, do you actually believe that Inter was innocent in this whole thing and everybody else was guilty? How sketchy do you think that is? I'm telling you, it's so weird to me that AC Milan also got caught. Juve got the most punishment because, in my opinion, we were just in first
You
place.
guys won the league, I think.
Because when you just won in first place.
And it's funny
That's
because
why.
you guys not only lost, you guys not only got relegated, you lost your whole team.
And the funny thing is that we lost our whole team, and then we ended up coming back from it, which is.
But to be
crazy.
fair, you guys had a lot of loyal players in your club, like the Trezeguets, the Pieros, Fon, Nedved. Like, to be fair, a lot of your players actually chose to stay, which is actually very commendable, right, for those players. And I love that, man. That was actually great to see some players actually playing for the badge, right? You know what I mean, right? Yeah. It was actually great to see. But it says what I like about PSG is that they are no longer heavily reliant on Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi, as they are well organized with our big names. This is exactly what they needed to do for years, man. And I find it because even when they started the season poorly, I told Mo this. I was like, yo, at the end of the day, I said this to PSG INT when I had him here. I told him, like, bro, I feel like even though this has been a slow start, I feel like if you guys start playing well, you will actually reap the rewards of this. Because I feel like now there's none of this ego thing. Oh, I'm the best player. Oh, the team should be revolved around me. Or I should be the one that the team should be played around. None of this. It's just you either play for the team or you're not playing for the team. You understand what I'm saying, right? And that's what you need. That's what you need. That's why I said this to him. I'm like, bro, don't worry, bro. This will work out well for you guys in the end. You will see. And now you've seen it. It's worked out well for them, man. They are absolutely scared. I'm absolutely terrified of them now, man. I'm not gonna lie. I still think defensively they can be gettable, but bro, going forward they are scared, especially since they got Kvaratskhelia. Yeah, they just went to another level, really.
And now Due as well. He's breaking out as like a crazy wonder kid that just is like unbelievable now. Yep. And it's like unbelievable.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy as well. Before we do close out, I do want to talk about Barcelona, bro. Do you remember last week when we were talking about that whole thing with Dani Olmo's registration? We said that La Liga were taking it to court. Yeah, well, La Liga actually rejected their appeal, so they can hold that.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh, man. I'm telling you, man, this has been a great week. I had to watch Real Madrid get battered twice. I had to watch my team win. And then I had to watch La Liga. I had to watch La Liga's what's the name? Their appeal for Dani Olmo's registration get rejected. And to make it for the icing on the cake, I just found out during the stream that apparently Real Madrid wanted to postpone, to basically move their game to tomorrow, and they got canceled. So yeah, man.
Oh, that's crazy.
What an amazing weekend. But listen, before we do close out, let's talk about it, man. You guys have a game this weekend against Lecce at home, right? It is Lecce at home. Second game at home. Obviously, you guys won last week, 2 weeks ago at home. What are you expecting in this game? I think you've alluded a little bit. You expect, a great performance, a dominant performance from the team. What do you think about the team? What's your scoreline?
If I'm going to be honest, let me see this. Valencia are above Sevilla now.
That's actually crazy.
That's crazy.
How did Sevilla have really fallen off as well? But then again, this is La Liga for you, so. La Liga, bro. Big clubs always fall off because this club doesn't care about nobody but Barça and Madrid. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, no. About this game, I see us scoring a lot in this one because I feel like that the players are going to get, especially with Tudor, he's angry that we didn't get 3 points against Roma. We should have. But I think that Juventus is going to go all out, and we are going to get a big scoreline. I feel like that we're going to, and I don't think Lecce is actually going to score in this game the way that they've been playing too. I think we are going to win this actual game. I think we're going to win this game 3-0. I honestly think that we're going to actually shut them out.
Big win.
Big win, which is needed. I think it needed in terms of the confidence.
Moral boosting win. I hear that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I think also this guy saw 7. Oh, my God. Nah, but
it'd be great if they win.
Oh, man. That's crazy.
Imagine 7-0 with Vlahovic hat-trick, man. Good Lord.
Listen, I would like, goodness sake, like where was this team all season, right? 7-0, 7-0.
We'll see, man. Anything can happen. I'll be keeping my eye on that game. But you said 3-0, right?
I said 3-0. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. That's game to tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow.
Watch along for that.
I might do a watch along here. So let's see what happens. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Guys, make sure you guys go subscribe to my guy Gio's channel, guys. Juve Corner Cast is right there, guys. Make sure you guys go subscribe to him, man. Big up to every single one of you guys, man. Listen, Listen, guys, I appreciate every single one who's been here, guys. You guys are genuinely amazing. All the guys who are still here watching this stream, guys. Let me see. Anyways, but yeah, listen, guys, make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe. And listen, guys, all you guys who are here, it's like 29 people in here, guys. Make sure you guys turn on notifications, guys, okay? Turn the notifications on so that you guys can always be updated whenever I am live, guys. I will be live tomorrow for the watch along. And also start, guys, heads up, guys, I am starting a brand new show on Sunday, guys. It's a Barcelona brand new show, guys. So if you guys are interested, make sure you guys are here on Sunday, or just turn on notifications. The notifications will notify you guys that I will be here. But listen, at the end of the day, guys, this has been the Bianconeri Show. We are going to be closing out, but before we do close out, let me see who's actually live so that I can actually rate somebody. You got Donald's Bayern View. All right, we'll send you guys the Bayern View. Yeah, let's send you guys the Bayern View. Anyways, yeah, appreciate every single one of you guys who's been here, man. Make sure you guys smash the likes, guys. This stream will be redirecting you guys to the Bayern View, guys. Make sure you guys go and put Omar BYT raid in the comment section below. Appreciate Football Carnage Will for the raid again. Appreciate you every single time, brother. Joe, tell these guys, bro, what is coming up on your channel before we do close out?
Yeah, no, so some, of course, Juventus daily news shows, of course, maybe a couple of lives as well. We're doing a match preview, actually probably tomorrow when I upload a video tomorrow morning. So there'll be a match preview for tomorrow morning. Of course, news videos about Rasmus Højlund, about Osimhen, things like that. What to talk about that, which is going to be, I don't want Højlund at Juventus. That would be terrible.
Yeah, guys, if you guys want to know more about this Højlund to Juventus thing, make sure you guys go and check it out on this channel, guys. Okay, guys. But yeah, man, listen, like I said, guys, we're going to be closing now, guys. Appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you guys go, like I said, redirection, going to Bayern View, put Omar BYT rate in the comment section below. Big up to every single one of you guys. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Juve Corner Cast, ladies and gentlemen, and peace, you guys. Take care.